This iPhone 12 came in totally dead after the customer plugged it into charge and the power adapter blew up in the wall. And when we connect it to the DC power supply, we can see that we get an instant high current draw. The next step is to remove the logic board, plug it back into the DC power supply and swap over to the thermal view where we see a big hotspot right in the middle of the logic board. I'm going to put it onto the board heater now and separate the two layers of the logic board. And when we look at it under the microscope, we can see exactly what the problem is. This brown stuff down here is where this chip's actually exploded. So I'm going to apply some heat-proof tape over the CPU to protect it and add a little heat sink on there with a temp-P, and then use hot air to actually remove the chip from the board. I then use flux and some copper wick to remove the old solder and then replace it with a new power management chip. I use hot air on the new chip to solder it into place, and then it goes back onto the board heater to re-secure the two layers back together. Once that's re-secured, I can reinstall it back into the chassis of the phone. I plug it back into the DC power supply, and this time the phone turns on with